On March 23, 2005, a massive explosion tore through a Texas city refinery. 15 contract workers lost their lives, and another 180 were injured, marking one of the most devastating industrial disasters in American history. The blast itself was over in seconds, but the physical conditions that triggered it had been quietly accumulating in plain sight for an entire decade. Looking at this chart, you might assume you were looking at a model facility. This shows the site's standard personal injury rates, metrics tracking everyday events like slips, trips, and cuts. The downward trend meant they were actually outperforming the industry average. By conventional paper measures, Texas City was a safe place to work. But beneath that clean personal safety record lived a completely different reality. Those standard metrics were entirely blind to severe process safety hazards, like the 15 contractors who were living in temporary trailers positioned exactly 60 feet from a highly flammable vent stack. BP Texas City was a sophisticated organization with dedicated safety teams and established procedures. Yet, it still became completely blind to a catastrophic risk sitting in plain sight. Sociologist Diane Vaughan named this phenomenon the normalization of deviance. It happens when a deviation from a standard occurs and no immediate consequence follows. Because nothing explodes today, the unacceptable risk is quietly accepted tomorrow and gradually becomes the new normal. To see how that looks in practice, we have to look at the exact origin point of the Texas City explosion, the raffinate splitter. This is a massive distillation tower used to heat and separate different liquid hydrocarbons. On the morning of the disaster, operators began filling the tower. The mechanical level indicator, designed to tell them how full it was, had a known history of malfunctioning. Instead of pausing the startup, the crew worked around it, guessing the liquid levels based on past experience. As the tower silently overfilled, the excess flammable liquid flowed exactly where the plumbing directed it, into a relief system called a blowdown drum. That drum simply vented to the open atmosphere. It had no flare or vapor recovery system attached to it, a pre-existing condition that had simply been accommodated. This map highlights the true scope of the disaster. When the liquid overflowed and erupted into a vapor cloud, it enveloped 15 contractors. Their trailers had been parked directly inside a restricted hazard zone for months, in direct violation of the site's own spacing guidelines. Nobody actively plotted to place workers in a lethal position. The faulty gauge, the open vent, the trailers in the hazard zone, every single piece of this disaster was a pre-existing condition. The danger hadn't arrived suddenly. It had simply faded into the background noise of everyday operations. To understand how so many warning signs were ignored, we have to look at the organizational forces driving the behavior. The first is persistent production pressure. When a business is hyper-focused on financial performance, the definition of an acceptable risk quietly stretches to keep operations moving. This chart illustrates that pressure. In the years leading up to the explosion, BP implemented massive cost reduction programs across its refineries. They slashed safety and maintenance budgets by $150 million, systematically deferring crucial repairs on safety-critical equipment to prioritize short-term savings. The second force is the absence of immediate consequence. Human beings are poorly calibrated to evaluate risks that haven't physically hurt them yet. If you run a dangerous procedure and nobody gets injured, the natural inference is that the procedure is safe. We can see this exact trap in the site's history. In the decade before the disaster, Texas operators had experienced 8 separate incidents involving this exact same startup procedure, because none of them resulted in a fatality. The deeper mechanical problems were never fixed. This drift was further enabled by structural secrecy, the way information fragments across a large organization. Operators know the gauges are broken. Management knows the budgets are tight. Executives know the production targets. But the organization is too fragmented for anyone to see the full, catastrophic picture. This fragmentation was cemented by a broken reporting culture. Bad news simply stopped traveling upward. Frontline workers had learned through repeated experience that filing a formal complaint about broken equipment wouldn't actually result in repairs. So, they stopped complaining. When managers rely entirely on how few people tripped and fell yesterday and mistake the silence of their workforce for contentment, the entire system becomes blind. They thought they were operating a safe facility. In reality, they were sitting on a bomb. The failure at Texas City is not a unique historical curiosity. The same mechanisms of normalization are operating today in refineries, chemical plants, and high-hazard operations all over the world. In fact, the very same dynamic, ignoring known flaws because they hadn't caused a disaster yet, is what destroyed the Space Shuttle Challenger decades earlier. It is a persistent human vulnerability. To fight this drift, facilities need specific structural defenses. First, organizations must conduct formal deviation audits. You have to walk the floor and find every single temporary workaround or broken gauge that has quietly become standard operating procedure and actively manage it. Second, leadership must expand their vision. Tracking lost time injuries only tells you who got hurt yesterday. Executives need to track process safety leading indicators, things like overdue equipment inspections and safety system failure rates, to catch a disaster before it occurs. Third, you cannot rely entirely on paper reports. Leaders have to bypass formal channels, walk out to the units, and ask the frontline workers directly about what is broken and what scares them. If your formal reporting system is entirely silent, that is a massive red flag. Printing safety manuals and hanging banners does not mean you have a safe operation. Caring about safety and actually having the systems in place to see your true operational risk are two entirely different things, and the active work required to maintain that clear vision is never truly finished. Thank you for watching. For more practical HSE-related videos, please subscribe to our channel and click the link below to learn more.